Höllerce, Velusha, Chistabahala speak, that translates into wraps up his tale. That was given to me by my late granduncle John Cummins from Washgrass. I grew up in Wildwood, Montana, on the family ranch, small. I went to grade school in Wildwood. I graduated from Hardin High School. I was while in high school, I exceeded in sports. I was boys state. I graduated, continued my degree, Montana State University in Bozeman. My degree was in microbiology. While doing my studies that first year, I was drafted into the military. I then chose to enlist in the United States Air Force. I told the people in Butte that I wanted to fly. So I was given some tests, several tests, and I qualified. So I was sent to Lackland Air Force Base, and I was trained as a crew member of a C-130 Spectra, a C-141, and a KC-135. I did my tour of duty. I was trained as a gunner on the C-130 Spectra. I served. I was honorably discharged. I come back and there's no jobs here. My father got sick and sold the family ranch, so I come back to an economy that was in shambles back then. I then applied at the two national parks that we have here, Indian Health Service, BIA, Bureau of Indian Affairs, and there was no jobs available. Then I heard through a union in Billings, the operation, Local 400 operators, engineers, they had a program for Vietnam veterans. That program hired me after I qualified as a veteran, and I was sent to Abzalka coal mine as a trainee. During that time, the government paid half my salary, and I was a trainee for 6 months. During that time, on the job at the mine, I was trained as a blaster, handling explosives for the overburden and coal blasting. I was sent to school in Gillette, Wyoming. I trained and was qualified, and I got my blasting license. In those days, you had to work 2 years under a blaster to qualify to even take that test. Then I moved on to being certified in the bulldozer operation, the D8, D9, D10, D11. I got certified to operate those bulldozers. I moved on to a road grader, 14G, qualified in that. Then I was qualified to run both drag lines. At that time, they had two. 8200 Merriam had a 75-yard bucket. Then they had the 2570 BE. That bucket was 115 yards. To put things in perspective, you take 3 half-ton pickups and put it inside the bucket. I run both drag lines for a period of 10 years. After 25 years in the union there, I took a sabbatical. My uncle Clifford Burdenground was elected chairman. I come to work for him. Beginning, I was the Terrell Director, Tribal Employment Rights Office. I did that stint for a while, and then they put me in as Interim Finance Director, working under a certified public accountant. After a year of the scroll politics, a job opened back up at the mine, frontline supervisor. At that time, to qualify, you had to have a mining engineer or 10 years experience, work experience in the mine. Part of the qualifications was you had to have qualified to run the drag line for 2 years. Those were qualifications at that time. I submitted my application, was interviewed, and was selected to be frontline supervisor. Now for the next 12 years, I went from frontline supervisor in 2001 to the production mine superintendent in 2006. Put things in perspective, my immediate boss was a mine manager. That job required a mining degree or work experience, which I had. So I got that position. In 2000, we broke the record, all-time record of 7 million tons shipped from Sarpy coal mine. At that time, during that period of time, the tribe was receiving $24 million a year. Put things in perspective, today, the first quarter, the tribe only realized 900,000. The second quarter will be less than that. And for this year, 2020, we'll probably get less than 3 million, less than 4 million a year. So we have to try to develop something else. After 37 years at the mine, I went to work for Cloud Peak Energy. They were producing big metal coal mine. They needed a assistant to the engineer, and I put in for the position. I did get hired. In those 4 years, we helped put together a mine plan for big metal policies and procedures, helped the engineers with the roads, the 200-foot wide roads that would travel 11 miles from Big Metal to Spring Creek Coal. We put in culverts, sumps. The blasting design was mine. I had to work with the engineers to develop the blasting sequence, overburden, and also the blasting sequence for coal. After 4 years with Cloud Peak Energy, that job was coming to an end. So I retired. I had 41 years in fossil fuel. I had experience in managing financial budgets, scheduling. So 41 years in mining. I retired. I spent a year fishing, hunting. Then Chairman A.J. Nalapre was hired, elected as chairman of Crow Tribe. I was in Missoula at the Cat Grizz game when I first got the call. So I met with the chairman, A.J. Nalapre, and he offered me the director of energy for the Crow Tribe. At that time, there was no such office. The late Carl Van's administration got it passed through the legislatures. It was the Energy LLC department. We utilized that law and opened up a Department of Energy for the Crow Tribe. For the last 4 years, I worked exclusively with Westmoreland, Cloud Peak Energy till they filed bankruptcy. I helped produce a solar farm, 4-acre solar farm for the Indian Health Service. I'll get that to in a minute. In this last year, I've been working on this hydroelectric project. I got a third of it done to date. So let's go back to the solar farm. Indian Health Service, in my department with the executive officials, we signed an MOU to produce a 4-acre farm to help produce power to the Indian Health Service. Now we got the power purchase agreement done. We had the land east of the hospital, and we're ready to go. The last was to get Bighorn Electric Co-op in and sign an MOU with them to see if we could use their infrastructure to help facilitate this energy use by Indian Health Service. In that meeting, we offered Bighorn Electric free energy, excess energy from that solar farm. Bighorn Electric denied it. They want nothing to do with it. In fact, their excuse was that it was going to hurt their bottom line, the dollar. So that project shelved temporary. The Crow Tribe has no money for infrastructure for anything. We try to develop wind, no infrastructure. So that project, that solar project's still there, but it's on hold for now. Now let's move on to this hydro. I took over this hydro project in January, the 1st of February 2020. This hydro project has a 15-year shelf life. After 15 years, Bureau of Reclamation, BOR, will take over the project. I took over, we had 9 years that expired. During the course of this year, we had Ted Sorensen Engineering signed, Bureau of Reclamation signed, and we're ready to go. There's 3 submittals. The first submittal was inputted, and right now that submittal's in Denver. Tech Services out of Denver are analyzing the engineering of that design. If things go right and things don't stop we'll be under construction by 2021 November. That will employ 40 to 50 young men and women that want to hold jobs, high-paying jobs. That project will take 2 years to complete. That project will produce 7.4 megawatt, or a total of 144,000 megawatts per year. That's enough power to light up the whole reservation. That's enough energy to help the Crow tribe. Now that's going to bring in $2 million a year. It's nothing compared to coal, which brought in $24 million a year. So there's hydro projects going and moving. I tried to develop a wind project. It's too expensive. Each wind turbine, the pole, the base, everything is $1 million. To do 10 wind turbines, $10 million. The tribe has no money, no money for infrastructure. We don't even have a power purchase agreement because we don't have a grid system to get the power to a substation to go online. So that's on hold. This last 2 months ago, I talked to Chairman A.J. Nonafraid and I told him I was going to run for vice chairman under the what I think was vacated for 2 years. There's been no vice chairman around, so I got the green light to file. I filed for it on September 1st, and on the 4th of September I was furloughed. That's where it stands today. So the tribe has an opportunity to do something here. It's just that we don't have the money for infrastructure. That's my work experience. That's my work experience for now. And then to move on, it says please share why you were running for office. Well, my qualifications and work experience in the fossil fuel renewable energy will be a great asset for this Crow tribe, this Crow nation. We need to develop. We are sitting in the richest natural resources in the world, right here. This little 2.2 million acre tract of land is rich in resources, yet we're poor, we're broke. I think I have the qualification, the education to bring this tribe out of financial stagnation. I really believe that we developed in a safe environmental way, we can produce enough projects to bring in or supersede the 24 million coal fossil fuel has brought into the tribe. It's just going to take some time. We need financial support. I have a lot of experience in financial, budgetary, scheduling projects, and I'm only one of 4, but I have enough experience in education. Again, I'm repeating myself, to help the Crow tribe, help develop some project. There's 3 on the table as I sit today. My goals for the tribe is to come out of financial instability. We're rich in natural resources, but we have nothing. There's no transparency in our financial needs. There's no communication between the branches of government. And that needs to be, that's one of my goals, is to revisit the Constitution, redefine each branch of this Constitution. I truly believe that this Crow Tribal Constitution is a living, breathing document. I think we should revisit this Constitution at least every 2 years. Let's tweak it to meet today's needs. This Constitution has been sitting on the shelf for 19 years, since 2001. We need to revisit it, look at it, and tweak it to today's needs. By doing that, we can make sure that there's communication and transparency between the three branches. We can revisit the enrollment. Enrollment's a little touchy right now, but let me say this real quick about enrollment. By enrolling all tribal members with 1/4 Indian instead of 1/4 Crow, we'll be ensuring that the tribe's legacy will flourish into the 22nd century. I really believe that the BIs, that's their way of watering down our blood, getting rid of us, to one day that there'll be not enough tribal members that will be eroded because of 1/4 blood, and we'll lose our lands and our water. So by saying that, I think I want to make sure that I can help this tribe come out of the financial situation. I want to move on to, it says, how will you address the state of finances of the Crow tribe? How I would state and stress that today is dismal. No transparency, no communication. We don't even know if we're going to get paid today. That's how bad we're in the situation. There's ways. The Crow tribe's dream for financial stability, the dream should be, we should be ethical before financial. The tribe's financial success can only be realized if it's built upon strong, honorable ethics. Without ethics, you see where we're at today. We're dismal. We're hurting for financial support. We can move on, and these last 4 years of the non-operating administration, we need a audit, a stringent audit, forensic audit. That will tell us that if elected, we'll know where we stand pertaining to our finance. Then we can make plans. Until then, we're sitting in the dark. I feel I'm one of 4 men who can put the tribe back on its feet financially, economically, ethically. I want our grandchildren to be proud of where they are from and be proud of their tribe. We need to develop homes. We've got to develop jobs. We've got to develop a retirement for the Crow people. We've got to pay our elders on time. We respect our elders. We need to help them like they helped us growing up. My name is Kenneth Grin, Enemy Hunter. And I feel like I'm the man that can help this tribe, one of 4 that can help this tribe. We need to continue developing all our natural resources in an economic, environmental, safe way. Our biggest component that we need, our natural resources that we need to look at, is water. Today, we're not utilizing our water. This hydro project will help utilize some of the water. We need to have money to help our young entrepreneurs develop, give them a leg up in farming, ranching, help them with irrigation, help them use our water. That's our foundation, is our youth. This college is our foundation for our youth. We need to, as a tribe, help supplement this college with financial to help strengthen our youth. I believe the Head Start program should be with this college. They have the tools and resources to help make sure that our kids are raised by professional, qualified teachers. Again, I'm Kenneth Grin, Enemy Hunter. I'm running for Vice Chairman of the Crow Tribe. Give me a chance to help you help yourselves develop and come out of this financial crisis that we're in today. I want to thank you. I hope